Welcome to War Master Gaming. Today we're going to start a new series for the game Space Engineers. I'll teach you how to get started. This is the first episode. It should be a quick episode. I'll teach you basic survival. Follow along. You're going to click on New Game and do the Learning to Survive scenario. This scenario is going to teach you how to stay alive. So the first thing we're going to do is learn basic movements of the game. So it uses WASD, so you probably can figure out. Use C to crouch or uncrouch. Space makes you jump. You also have a jetpack you can turn on by doing X. Space makes you go up, C makes you go down, and again, WASD moves you around. You can also rotate with Q and E. So we're in a space environment, we can do all kinds of silly maneuvers. That's basically how you move around. In this scenario, it has some stuff pre-built for you, which is really going to help us out to learn how to survive. This isn't just all of it. There's tons more on different asteroids around the same area where you can learn more tasks. But for this episode, like I said, it's just going to be basic survival. How do I keep alive? And what tracks that is your basic stats are at the bottom left-hand corner there, which is your health, your O2 for breathing, your power for doing tools and stuff, and H2 for your stuff like your jetpack. Don't come down too hard, it will hurt. So if you do get hurt, you have this survival kit which you can use. Walk up to it, highlight the screen, and hold down F. It's going to recharge our health and our energy. But you might notice our O2 and our H2 is not going up. So let's take a short tour of everything that we have on our little asteroid here. Not minding this stuff, that'll be a different episode. So first we have a gravity generator, which is going to give us our gravity on this little asteroid. Without it, we would be floating all around and have to use our jetpack for everything, using lots of hydrogen. So we don't want to do that. And we start off with the most important thing, which is our survival kit. This is going to be your main device when you're first starting out in the game. It not only can refill your health and your energy, it also refills your oxygen and hydrogen, as we'll see as we complete this short episode. You can click on I and you'll see that we have a survival kit here, inventory, which has nothing in it yet. And we have a production tab up here where you can make stuff. So not only does the survival kit help you to stay alive, it can help you build some basic items you'll need to build stuff in the game. And also, it'll help you to smelt down minerals that you mine. So we have all that. And the next thing we have are these conveyor tubes. These are going to link up your blocks for production and inventory, so that anything that you use in one will be available in the other. Here's our cargo container, which will hold stuff. In our cargo container, we see we have some more basic tools, a gun, some ammo, and a whole lot of supplies we'll need for building stuff. But like I said, since we have that conveyor tube, we can click on this little icon here, which will show us connected things. So we have an O2 H2 generator we'll look at here in a second, and we have our survival kit spawn. So you can look at the inventories. Moving down, we have our mining area where we'll need to mine some minerals. And here's our H2O2 sensor. So we look at its inventory. As we saw on the other one, it has everything there. We have ice, oxygen bottle, and a hydrogen bottle. We're not going to worry about those just yet. Let's go up the stairs and have a look. These are two batteries, which are going to be storing energy for us. And as it gets used, you'll see the bars go down here. Seem to be good. And here are some solar arrays, which are going to, of course, change the sun's energy into electrical energy. But we can see there's an issue with one right there. So if we take a look, Let's put our welder here. We can look at it, and on the right there it shows that it's 49%, and it's non-functional. We're gonna need some components to fix it. So, throughout this tutorial, you'll see these little button bars. If you look at this one, it's highlighted, and type F, it'll activate that, and let's kind of start the tutorial. These solar panels generate power when in contact with sunlight. This power is stored in batteries. Repair the solar panel to generate more power. You can find tools and components in the cargo container on the platform. Use your welder to repair the solar panel. So we have our welder. That's good. We're missing components, as we can see on the right hand side there. We're missing bulletproof glass, construction components, solar cells, computers, and girders. So we have all that, as we saw earlier, in our cargo container down there. But unless you have an eidetic memory, or you write all this stuff down, or you go back and forth, you're going to have a hard time remembering all those components. There's a quick way to do it, which is called a build plan. So if you walk up to it, hit the right mouse button, you'll see that components added to our build planner. Now we can go all the way down, back to our cargo container, press the middle mouse button, and you see all components were successfully withdrawn. If we look at our inventory, we indeed see we have our construction components, our girders, computers, solar cells, and bulletproof glass. Go back up. This will save you time as you come and build and repair stuff. Use your welder on it and we'll get all the way back to 100%. There we go. It's fully repaired. So now we have full power going to our little production line here. But we're probably still not getting the oxygen or hydrogen refill. We are not. So that is coming from our oxygen and hydrogen generator here. Just like before, we're going to highlight the button and activate it. To replenish oxygen and hydrogen at the survival kit, you need power, a working conveyor connection between the H2O2 generator, as well as a survival kit and ice in the H2O2 generator. Replenish your oxygen and hydrogen at the survival kit. So, we are not doing that, so let's see why. To replenish our oxygen and hydrogen, you need power, which we just fixed, a working conveyor connection between the H2O2 generator. So that's our next thing. And we can see here's our problem. Here's our conveyor tubes. They're all linked together to from our H2O2 generator to our cargo container, but these are all yellow because that guy isn't finished yet. When everything's working right, you'll see green. So we need to figure out what this guy is missing. And we're missing motor, interior plates, and some small steel tubes again. Click right mouse button. Add stuff to your build planner. Click the middle mouse button. It withdraws everything we need. Fills that up, and now we have all green stuff here. And let's see, so we now have power, a working conveyor connection between the H2O2 generator as well as the survival kit, and ice in the H2O2 generator. Now, we looked earlier, and yep, we have ice here. So now if we come and we try to refill, there we go. We replenished our H2O2. So that is basic survival. That's just the very beginning of this game. This is what's going to keep you alive. But we at War Master Gaming are not just going to stop there. We're going to continue on to some other basic stuff. So hopefully you get a lot more out of this video than just learning how to survive. Because, let's face it, surviving alone isn't that much fun. So, we'll go over a few more things. Like what all this survival kit can do. So if we look at our survival kit, we can produce some stuff here, and ingots. So if you look on the left here, we'll see it has ingots, but it requires, in the middle here you'll see, it requires 100 stone. So let's build some ingots using our survival kit. This brings us to our next tool, which is going to be our hand drill. We have a convenient handy drilling area down here. turn on your L for your light to see around. We have a few things here. So we have iron, which is going to help us later on. Some more iron, some ice.
Energy critical.
And our suit energy is low. Let's go charge that up real quick before we continue. Now everything is low. Good idea to keep an eye on this stuff, but like I said, it will warn you. So back down to our handy mining area. So here is ice. We can do ice. Hold down the left mouse button to mine. Let's see our rocks come falling out. And we can gather those by hitting the F key or holding down the F. Let's see, we now have ice. Now we can put it on our H2O2 generator. I can also mine some iron. Okay. Again, either F on each one, or you can just hold down F. Okay. And it'll pick up some iron ore. But we don't really need that at this point. What we need is stone. We're gonna mine some stone. So, your hand drill has two modes. If you left click, regular mining, you get ores. And pick those up. But if you need to drill deep, you can use the right mouse button and it'll dig tunnels. Let's see, we're digging a little tunnel here. What we need is about a couple thousand grams of
inventory
stone.
full.
Yeah, we do. I got almost 3. So what you're gonna do is come back to your survival kit here, and we're gonna put our stone in our inventory here. Go to production and click on the ingots blueprint here, and we see now it's highlighted. When you're building stuff, you can just left click to create 1. Control click creates 10 of whatever you're trying to build, or shift click creates 100. We're gonna build a couple of these, and like you just saw here, you can right click on your production to cancel it. So now we have our stone creates when you smelt it down in the survival kit. Gravel, iron ingots, nickel ingots, and silicon wafers. All very necessary when you first start out the game. Now let's see what happens if I take that out and I put iron in here, and it will not accept it. So your basic survival kit will only smelt down stone. So just so you know, we'll have to in a later episode go over basic assemblers to start our basic machinery with basic smelter, I think it's called, which will let us do more minerals. But for now, that's how we do that. But while we're here, we can also go over our conveyor tube system. So if we click that again, we see all the connected items here. We can actually take our stone, put it in our small cargo container here, and if we go look, it's actually in our smart cargo container. Now, and let's actually put our iron ore in there also. Now we have a conveyor tube that connects those two together. So if we come back over here, we notice we have nothing in our survival kit spawn input. If we come to production, we can still smelt down some ores because it is taking it from our connected small cargo container through the conveyor tube to our survival kit for smelting. So that is one interesting way. You don't have to carry everything around, and it just pulls where it needs to. And we can put our ice in our H2O2 sensor. So that's our conveyor tube system. Got to make sure that everything is connected. Now, in theory, I think you can only have a max of 5 conveyor tubes. There's 1, 2, an elbow here, so 3, 4, 5. Or you have to put some kind of a block in between them. Otherwise, it won't have power and won't let you actually build them. We'll actually attempt that in a later episode, if not later this episode. So, building. Now we have some basic materials. Some basic ores and stuff. We can transfer those down to our small container. And we can build some stuff. So, not only does it smelt down stuff, but our survival kit can build stuff too. So we need to build some small plates. Well, we don't need 100. Let's build 10. And you can see we're missing iron ingots. We used all of our iron ingots. So we need to produce more stone. So let's do as many as we can of stone. And you might notice that as it smelts down the iron ore, it automatically gets used for the steel plates that we have in queue. Very helpful when you're building stuff. So, that's going along well. And hopefully we'll be done here. Just a bit. We do not have enough stone, and I want 10 plates. So, let's find some more stone, cleaning up around our base here. Okay. Let's go place that stone. In there we go. And our production should start back up again. Generating our steel plates. And 2 more steel plates that are in queue. Those are done. Apparently, still have 1 more to go. That is done. So we'll cancel production of our stone. And now we have to come to our inventory, make sure we take our steel plates. We're going to put those in our inventory. Now, building. We have our raw materials. Let's build something. The most basic block out there is going to be your basic armor block. In our toolbar at the bottom here, you'll notice that we have a hand drill selected. If we look at number 4, we have our light armor block. This is going to be our basic block. On the right, we're going to see what it's going to take to build that. So we're going to need basically 25 steel plates. But you might also notice that there is 2 listings for steel plate. One says 5, one says 20. The first one is just what you need to place the block, because we're going to have to build up the block. So we do have that in our inventory. We have, I think, 12. So let's place our block down by pressing our left mouse button. Select your tool, your welding tool, and we see we have our basic block, which is basically just scaffolding, it looks like. So I actually use this for scaffolding to hold stuff up. Kind of looks cool, but we want to actually have an actual light armor block. So just like we did with everything else, we're going to try to build on this. We're going to run out of steel plates. We're missing 8. Luckily, we had some from when we first started this game. And so we can right mouse button, add that stuff to the build planner, middle mouse button, add all that stuff, and finish building. So yay, we've created our first block. Now, let's say you wanted to change the color of the block. Let's see if we can figure that out. Press P, use a color picker. We're going to say yellow, and click on OK. Select 4. I don't remember how you exactly do it for block that we've already built. So actually, let's turn that off. Go refill our energy first. So to paint an existing block, you actually do the middle mouse button after you selected your color. Why are we not getting O2? Aha! Apparently my drilling caused an issue here. And we are missing some supplies. So let's fix that. There we go. Be careful where you're using your drill. There we go. Now we're getting oxygen again. So, middle mouse button. P. There we go. So we got to do select our thing. Go back to our tool here. Now let's say we want to do it green. So let's change our color. Okay. We're going to do 4 for another block and middle mouse button. That is how we can change our colors. All right. Simple enough. Now, of course, we're going to want to build other blocks than a basic armor block. To do that, to see all the blocks we can build, we can press the G key. And as you might see, there are a ton. And this is just the basic, no mods, no extras purchased. But there are tons and tons of blocks that you can use to build stuff. What it gives you in the beginning on your toolbar is a light armor block, basic assembler, which is going to help us basically make more components than the life support kit can give us. Basic refinery, which is going to mine more minerals. You can have a wind turbine if you live on a planet with wind. We, of course, unfortunately, are on an asteroid with no atmosphere. You can build more solar panels, landing gear, which we'll probably get into in another episode when we go over the ship. You can also build more weapons or tools. You can upgrade those. We have our cargo blocks here, which is will allow us to join stuff together. A small connector we'll get into when we get into ships. Conveyor sorter, that is going to be a later episode for more advanced automations. Large cargo container. Conveyor junction. Each thing requires different components. Some things are going to be a lot harder to get to in the beginning of the game. Like if you say you want to store a large amount of stuff, you're probably going to want the large cargo container, but that's going to require a metal grid, which is going to require cobalt, which is going to be really hard to get to in the beginning of the game. It's hard to find in asteroids. It's pretty rare. and you're not going to be able to build it with your basic assembler. So we have some decorated blocks you can get if you buy that downloadable content. Frostbite stuff, which looks really cool. Also available through a DLC. And there's some large blocks, small blocks. Spotlight. Again, this is stuff that's going to help you build ships or vehicles. One of the cool things about this game is that it's not just a survival sandbox game, but you can. The community out there is very robust. They've made mods for it, so you can do racing games, you can do space fighting games, you can fight pirates out of the box. Really cool stuff. Let's see, some windows. Okay, so we can do all kinds of blocks. Let's say the next thing you want to do is you want to be able to smelt iron. You want to build a refinery. One other thing that I need to also go over is, let's say you want to build a solar panel, but you'll notice on the toolbar there, number 8 has a little plus sign. If you scroll through, you can build different things. So you can either build a wind turbine or a solar panel. Whenever you see a plus sign, it has variations. But we don't want to do that right now. We want to build a basic refinery. Now, when you do this, when you build stuff, you can just build it in the middle of nowhere, but it's not really going to take advantage of our existing conveyor system that we have here. So you have to think about correct placement where you want to put that, so that, say, your inventory of stuff that's in your cargo container here will be automatically linked to your basic refinery. So we can rotate our blocks with insert, delete, home, end, page up, page down, and we can look at all the different angles. So you see only one side has the yellow kind of square there. The other side has like a power thing. This yellow square is the only thing that will connect to a conveyor. So we've got to make sure that we have that side facing wherever we want to connect it into our system. Well, notice on one side of our survival kit, it also has a yellow square there. So we need to try to connect those two up. But let's say we want to do it like here. Now, the bottom does not. You may see it tries to attach if I put my cursor next to it, but that's not going to work for our conveyor. So let's switch our tool, and we're gonna clean out some rock here. We have to crouch sometimes. I have plans for this area. Now you can either mine it or use the right plus button mode to quickly get rid of some of that. Right. Do a little bit more right here. Okay. Clean up some of our rocks that fell. Uncrouch. Okay, so we have a little bit of a hole here. So our first step is going to be to build a conveyor tube. Okay, so to do that, we actually don't have a conveyor tube on our thing, on our toolbar at the bottom. So we need to. There's multiple toolbars. If you do Control 1, that's the first one. Control 2 is the next one. All empty. So we can add stuff to our toolbar here. On our new toolbar, go back to, and this is the way I do it. You don't actually have to do it this way, but I like to add my tools on every toolbar because we'll be switching back and forth. And we have to go to our conveyor cargo blocks, and we'll see we have a small conveyor tube. Add that there. We're going to need that, and we should be good. Oh no, so you'll see that doesn't match. will match up with something else, but that is the wrong. We need a conveyor tube. Regular one. That is more like it. Okay. But we'll see, oh, we actually have all of our components, so let's build it. Oh no, I need interior plate. Okay, required. So, we're going to press middle mouse button. Now we're going to build it. Very convenient. Switch our tool back to our welder. Build that up. And we see it says yellow because we don't have the stuff we need. So now we can do Control 1 to go back to our other toolbar. Do 6 for our basic refinery. We're going to kind of... put our mouse cursor. Now, put our mouse cursor on the end of our conveyor tube, and we're going to use the insert home to kind of rotate that stuff around. There we go. So now we have it. But we don't have all the items that we need. Right? So let's do those again. New. Go. Alright, so unfortunately it's not going to give us the option to get everything that we need. So let's get the stuff we need to start building it, which is 20 steel plate. So switch back to our tool. Go back over here, check our inventory. And we have 187 steel plate. We could put all those in our inventory, but they will take up space. So let's get just what we need, which is 187. To do that, we can separate the stack by using the right mouse button, dragging it to a new spot and telling it 20. So now we have 20 here. Let's go back. Place our binary. Back to our tool. Alright, now we should be able to add stuff to our build planner. There we go. Middle mouse button, all components. Build it.
Energy low.
Refill our energy. And we are full. Let's finish our build. 100%, we hear it turning on. Yay. Cool. So, now, since we have our conveyor tube, we notice it is green. Let's go over here. We should see. Let's see it listed, and we do. And look, our iron automatically got placed in there, and it's making our iron ingots. A whole lot of iron ingots. So that's going to be a lot more efficient when we start to build more steel plates, to build more stuff. So that is really, really cool. So now we got everything linked together. So that is our basic introduction. Oh, I almost forgot one tool. Let's go over that real quick. Since we have this block standing out in the middle of nowhere, we don't want it there. We can use our grinder to grind that back down. And you can see it does it in steps. If we want to turn it into a scaffolding, it does that. The other cool thing is, it takes all those minerals, or all those components that we had, and we'll put those back into scrap metal and stuff, so we can recycle those and use those. Other components, see, so metal plating will turn into scrap metal, but other components, when you destroy it, will give you like the motors and other parts that you use to build it. So if you wanted to relocate it, you use your grinder to tear it down and build it in another spot. So that is our basic introduction to Space Engineers, basic survival, and basic building. There you go. Oh, and you might notice that since we had our color change, it automatically set our color, these new devices, to green. Very cool. Very, very cool. I like to have a colorful base. So that should get you started building stuff on your little rock here. In the next episode, we'll go over some more advanced building, how to assemble advanced components and whatnot, and maybe we'll go visit some of these extra asteroids out here to learn some more. There's some very cool stuff in store for us. So we'll hopefully keep watching this series, learn some more about Space Engineers and getting started. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.